The United States Senate floor is no stranger to long speeches, but few have matched the sheer stamina and determination displayed by Senator Cory Booker on that day, in April 2025. For 21 hours, Booker held the floor, his voice a beacon of resistance against the tumultuous tide of the Trump administration. This wasn't just about politics, it was personal. It was about the soul of a nation teetering on the edge. Booker's marathon speech, commencing on a Monday evening and stretching into the following afternoon, was a direct response to the policies emanating from the White House. It was a stark reminder of the power of one voice, amplified by conviction and fueled by a deep love for his country. The Senate chamber, often a stage for partisan bickering, transformed into a crucible of conscience. Booker's message was clear. America was at a crossroads. The decisions made in that moment would reverberate for generations. His words, laced with urgency and passion, resonated far beyond the hallowed halls of Congress, reaching into living rooms and onto social media feeds across the nation. His speech wasn't a filibuster in the traditional sense aimed at obstructing a specific piece of legislation. It was, instead, a broadside against the very ethos of the Trump administration, a comprehensive indictment of its policies and their potential to unravel the fabric of American society. At the heart of Booker's impassioned plea were three core issues that he believed threatened the very foundation of the United States. First and foremost were the proposed cuts to Social Security, a lifeline for millions of Americans, which Booker viewed as a heartless attack on the most vulnerable members of society. He argued that these cuts were not about fiscal responsibility, but rather a callous disregard for the well-being of the elderly and the working class who relied on these programs. Adding fuel to the fire was what Booker described as an atmosphere of chaos and fear, largely fueled by the president's erratic behavior and the undue influence of figures like Elon Musk. Booker saw Musk's involvement in the administration, particularly his role in streamlining government efficiency, as a dangerous blurring of the lines between public service and private interests. But perhaps the most chilling warning Booker issued was that of a looming constitutional crisis. He argued that the Trump administration's disregard for norms, its attacks on the free press, and its attempts to undermine the checks and balances of the American political system were pushing the nation towards a precipice. It was a stark and sobering assessment, delivered with the weight of history behind it. Booker's words were not merely his own. Throughout his marathon speech, he weaved in the voices of his constituents, reading aloud from letters they had sent him, expressing their anxieties and fears about the direction of the country. These personal stories, raw and unfiltered, served as powerful reminders of the human cost of the policies being enacted in Washington. The Senate chamber may have been Booker's stage, but he was not alone in his stand. As the hours turned into a night of political theater, a steady stream of Democratic colleagues rallied to his side. They engaged him in dialogues, posing questions that allowed him brief moments to rest his voice and refocus his thoughts while ensuring that the marathon speech continued uninterrupted. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer praised Booker's unwavering commitment to the ideals of our nation, while Senator Chris Murphy, who remained by Booker's side throughout the night, hailed his colleagues' physical and moral courage. The Congressional Black Caucus too made their presence felt, offering a visible symbol of solidarity on the Senate floor. But the support for Booker extended far beyond the walls of Congress. As news of his marathon speech spread, tens of thousands of Americans tuned in to watch the live feeds, their numbers swelling throughout the night. Social media buzzed with messages of support and admiration, with many praising Booker's stamina, his eloquence, and above all, his unwavering commitment to his principles. Booker's family too bore witness to this extraordinary feat of endurance. His presence had a grounding effect, a reminder of the human connections that fueled his passion. Their presence served as a silent testament to the personal sacrifices demanded by public service, a poignant reminder of what was at stake in this battle for the soul of America. Cory Booker's 21-hour Senate speech was more than just a speech. It was a moment, etched into the annals of American political history. It was a testament to the power of conviction, a resounding affirmation that even in the face of seemingly insurmountable odds, one person can make a difference. The question now is, what will be the lasting impact of this extraordinary act of political theater? Some commentators have argued that the speech could propel Booker into a more prominent leadership role within the Democratic Party. Others believe that it has cemented his status as a moral compass for the party, a voice of reason and conscience in an increasingly polarized political landscape. Regardless of his future political aspirations, there is no doubt that Booker's speech has elevated his profile and solidified his reputation as a leader willing to fight tirelessly for what he believes in. However, the true legacy of Booker's speech may lie beyond its immediate political ramifications. By shining a light on the injustices and dangers he saw in the Trump administration, Booker sparked a national conversation, forcing Americans to confront uncomfortable truths about their country. Perhaps the most enduring legacy of Booker's marathon speech will be its ability to inspire a new generation of citizens to engage in the political process. By demonstrating the power of one voice to make a difference, Booker may have ignited a spark of hope in the hearts of those who felt disillusioned and powerless.